Self-help books often emphasize the importance of having clear goals and then developing a plan to achieve them. But I wonder if such a strictly rational approach is always a good idea.
Same here, because inspiration will take us along untraveled routes, which we wouldn't have thought about in the first place. I've spent some time with someone who's followed her inspiration figuratively and literally, and you may know her as Mzansi Girl.
Family holidays inspired wanderlust in Merushka Govender while she was still a child. After matriculating with an A aggregate, she went on to complete her BCom honours. A few years later, she was the National Director for Tourism at NDT.
Is travel about the destination or the journey itself? Okay, I'm not getting all zen on you, and I'm not talking about the daily commute or the red-eye between Cape Town and Joburg. I'm talking about travel for fun, and we're about to meet someone who knows all about it. Merushka Govender, alias Mzansi Girl.
Before reinventing herself, Merushka successfully held down jobs as an analyst in an investment bank, an executive in a tourism NGO, and managerial positions in the National Departments of Trade and Industry, and later, tourism. Somehow, nothing could stifle her urge to travel the world and write about it, and her blogging has gone from being a hobby to a career.
Nice picture. Hey, Merushka.
Hey, Zakia, how are you?
So good to finally meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you.
Okay, what I want to know is you left an extremely cushy job to become a blogger. That intrigues me.
I'm a risk taker. I mean, I was all well and good sitting in an office and working in the travel industry, but I found I didn't really have enough time to travel. With 18 days leave a year, there's only so much you can do with that, and I just wanted to follow my passion. And I found I was blogging as a hobby blogger, and then I decided that let me try and see if I can do this full time.
Was travel always your main area of focus, or did you have another career path in mind?
I always knew that I wanted to travel from the time I was a little kid, but when you come out of school, and I finished school really young at 16, I think who knows what you want to do, and your parents put that pressure on you to go to university. So I did. I didn't really know what I wanted to study. I ended up doing a degree in commerce and finance, and doing the whole traditional way, I'm going to be an investment banker, and I did try that. I moved up to Joburg after I finished my honours degree, tried to work in an investment bank, and after 2 years I was like, no, enough cubicle.
How did you make a start in the travel hospitality business?
A friend of mine was working at a backpackers on the south coast, and she's like, oh, we need a barman. I was like, yeah, so it paid like nothing. But I got to live on the beach and travel without really, just meeting travelers was also a way of traveling for me. And, it was a cushy job. I get up in the morning, go to the beach, work in the evenings, and I did that for like a year.
Then you started building a career in tourism. Did you study tourism at all?
Eventually, I eventually realized that I could actually make a career out of this. So I went back to university. Then I came to Wits and I applied to do a master's in tourism policy and development.
How did you start travel blogging, and where did the idea of Mzansi Girl come from?
The idea of Mzansi Girl came about in 2010 in the World Cup. I started off on Twitter with a Twitter handle, and I was like, oh, Mzansi Girl, that sounds like me. So I started tweeting about what I was doing, just traveling locally, stuff I was doing in Joburg, music festivals I was going to. Then I realized people were actually engaging and tweeting me back, and then I figured out how to use that, and suddenly this whole sort of Mzansi Girl persona, which is me, kind of came about.
What are the countries you've visited so far, and where are some of your favorite destinations locally and abroad?
I just did a count the other day. I've been to 30 countries. My two favorite European cities, like outside Africa, Berlin and Barcelona. Inside Africa, Johannesburg and Maputo. I love Mozambique.
Would you say that Africa is overlooked in terms of a travel destination?
Africa, it always surprises you. The people that you meet are just amazing, especially as South Africans. I think we tend to, not travel our own backyards first. If you haven't been to Namibia, or if you haven't been to Botswana or Mozambique or Zimbabwe, I mean, these are all just amazing destinations that are so much cheaper to get to because they're close by. You can just drive there and make a whole family holiday of it. But yeah, I just think we need to create more awareness. So, have you seen some of these awesome murals that are around?
I have never ever walked into this alley.
It's cool, eh?
It is amazing.
It's all local artists and it's commissioned by the city of Johannesburg. So basically like an outdoor gallery that you can go see art for free.
Merushka, you are so very obviously an independent and self-sufficient woman, but who are some of the people who've inspired you and helped you along the way?
I think definitely my family. My grandmother was a very strong, independent woman and she loved to travel. And sometimes I was lucky when I was really young, I was the oldest grandchild, so they took me along on a couple of trips with them. And then definitely my mom. My mom's also a very strong, independent woman and she was also very politically active when she was young. So she tells me stories when she was hitchhiking around the country, going to like political rallies and stuff.
Side streets and back alleys in the CBD have been transformed by an explosion of colour and edgy creativity. With media ranging from spray paint to bottle tops and styles encompassing post-punk pop, classic graphics and apocalyptic visions, it's also striking how structures and surfaces have been incorporated by the guerrilla artists.
I know Josie has no shortage of hidden gems, and clearly Merushka knows where to find them. Tell me about a typical day, week or month in your life.
Oh, my life is definitely not typical. I mean, when I'm traveling, I'm always on the move. I'm just doing like a million things in one day. Even though it may look like I'm on the beach, it's usually just there to like take a photo of myself on the beach and then I'm off to like, you know, jump off a bridge or something.
Tell me about some of the adventurous stuff you've done.
You know, I don't really consider myself the most adventurous person. I mean, I'm a soft adventure girl, but I don't really like heights, for example. I get vertigo. But last year I managed to go bungee jumping off the Blokeman's Bridge, and I don't think I would have done that if it wasn't for the guys there at the Face Adrenaline, and they were just so good. They were so calmed me down and played that pumping music. I've been whitewater rafting, I've been micro-lighting.
Okay, so you've got to earn a living, so surely there's a business angle to this writing and blogging thing.
As a blogger, you're basically an entrepreneur, so you have to go and sell yourself. You have to go and, for example, I would pitch a story to a print publication or an online publication, or I work with tourism boards on campaigns.
Show me more.
Let's go.
Despite her fear of heights, Merushka headed skywards.
Yeah, so this is one of my favorite rooftops in Joburg. I mean, look at these 360-degree views. So you can see like, you know, everything from like Soweto to Brixton and Hillbrow and the whole city. It's just fabulous.
Merushka, how do you come up with ideas for your blog?
I think it's easy. I just have too many ideas, that's the problem. I mean, I'm traveling all the time and I live in an amazing country in an awesome city. So there's just always places to write about and so many things going on in Johannesburg. And when I travel, I mean, I always like finding stories and stories about people and things to do. So, I mean, yeah, there's no shortage of stories in South Africa.
If you could plan a dream tour, where would it be to?
Definitely Cuba. It's just a country it's just so exotic, and the music and the people and the history of the place. So, I mean, I just want to go and dance in the hot Havana nights. I don't know, it's just so romantic and exotic. So that would be my dream trip at the moment.
Merushka, thank you so much for spending the day with us and for taking us around the side of Josie that I have never experienced.
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure, Zaki.
Some people enjoy the package tour while others enjoy exploring on their own. I guess you can say the same about life. Somehow, I just can't imagine Merushka on a tour bus because she's the go-to girl for the traveler looking for alternatives.